Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I have the brand new LEGO Star Wars 2023 May the 4th set, the UCS X-Wing Starfighter set number 75355, which retails for $240 USD, or if you're like me and you're from Canada, $320 Canadian. Now this set will be released on May 4th, 2023, and naturally so because it is indeed the May the 4th set of the year with 1,949 pieces, which I believe is much less than the previous sets that have been released on May the 4th, and naturally so less expensive, so you know, equal compromise there. Now the sheer size of this model is actually quite large. When I was putting it together, I was quite shocked at what was going on when I was attaching all the parts together, you know, wing by wing and the entire skeleton body of the set here. It really blew me away, so that is honestly a plus there because you are really getting your money's worth with this model visually so. The model really stands out, and it is very, very large in retrospect to another LEGO set, for instance. And if you compare it against a minifigure, I mean, look at that. It is truly out of scale, so that is a plus, especially for larger sets like these. And it is actually 11 inches high, which is pretty tall there, and it is 18 inches wide and 22 inches deep, so this is actually a large fella here, so that is quite nice. Now I absolutely adore how LEGO have displayed this thing on this stand. It really makes the set stand out, and it really puts it at a very nice angle for display purposes for collectors like myself, so this will be very, very fun to put on display and very iconic as well. Now let me just get you guys a better angle so you can really see how cool this thing is, but right before we do that, here is a look at the little display stand here that says T65 X-Wing Starfighter with all of the details for anyone who actually cares about that. Now, I believe there's actually controversy regarding this little dot there on the plate. Let's just not talk about that. We have a little blueprint of the X-Wing, which is very nice as well, and the actual details from the movie, so that is really awesome. We also have this really detailed Luke Skywalker minifigure, which I love. He has some really cool arm printing there, full torso and leg printing, arm printing once again, and an alternate headpiece there, which is incredible to see. This has to be one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Luke Skywalker minifig to date. I just would have liked to have some hair for him, so like essentially if we were to swap out his helmet with his hair, it would have looked pretty cool, but you know, you can't really have everything, and yeah, that's just life. Apart from that, I guess if we were to remove the X-Wing, the stand itself is obviously meant to house the X-Wing at an angle here. I believe it is approximately 60 degrees, and again, that's just like a rough estimate because it's either that or it's 90, which is completely straight, so yeah. And as a little demo, here's how you put the ship on it. So first off, you just grab your ship, look at the very bottom, there's this hole here, and you essentially just feel for it and hope that you don't let your fingers slip and slide and miss your mark there, and just absolutely destroy the model because, trust me, I have done that before. Now that we have all the little details out of the way, it is time to take a look at the model itself. So starting off at the very front here, we have the nose of the X-Wing Starfighter in this white color, which I think looks nice because, you know, it's nice and plain, and the architecture and shaping of the nose here is very cool. At the very bottom, you can just see that they've used plates there, which is quite nice as well. And on the very side here, we have this dark red tile color mixed with white, and of course the tans at the very top there. Now, of course, who am I kidding? This will not be a proper D2C set if we don't have an oversized cockpit for a minifigure that absolutely cannot fit inside of here. So there's no like studs there for the minifig to actually sit with friction there. The interior isn't that bad, featuring this little sticker tile at the very front there for the front controls, and at the very top we also have some more details, which again is a sticker, kind of like helps put everything together. I'm so happy that the cockpit is printed. It's printed, it's not stickered, so everything just flows in very nicely, and you don't have to worry about the ultimate nightmare of sticker application. Now, trust me, if you know anything about me, you know I hate stickers of all sorts, so Yeah. Moving on here, we actually have a little R2-D2 astromech droid, which just so happens to fit perfectly in this little slot here. So you can take his little legs and you can throw him in there and just press down. And R2-D2 is sitting there nice and snug. Now looking at the very back here, we also have some different Technic pins, gears, and these little pieces here, which kind of pulls together the entire Technic effect of a vehicle, especially a space vehicle. Some like to call it a spaceship, you know, plane, whatever you want to call it. Like, to each their own, essentially. Now this is actually super useful for a feature, which is the primary playability feature of this model, and the only, if you will, playability feature of this model, apart from taking it and swooshing this thing around. But pretty much all you got to do for this to work is you basically grab the center knob piece, and you will see that if you spin it hard enough, on this side actually, you can make the wings actually flap, which is so cool, and it's kind of automated. So here's a faraway view of this. Would you look at that? That is fun, honestly. The primary playability feature of this thing. I'm gonna keep it open like that because it truly looks so much cooler like this. So yeah, that is really cool. On the side again, same thing, you know? I'll just flap him. And there you go. Yeah, that is pretty epic, not gonna lie. I love it. The sides come together so well. I love how it's shaped. And the frontal engine pieces are also quite nice and recurring on either side of the model there, which is very cool to see. And of course, the top tube sections. And if you turn this thing around all the way, again, I just love the angle here. It's so cool. At the very back, we've got the engines, and I love this pink color. It is so cool. I love the pink because it pretty much signifies the engine and the fire coming out of the engine, which is also very screen accurate there. So the translucent hot pink definitely did the trick there, and it's an excuse to get pink in a set like this. So what do you know? The engines are also very well shaped with these little flap plate pieces, which come together super well. And of course we have the back engines and this little design here, which I think is cool. You know, it's actually super clever to see usage of little skates there, which is very funny. If you're building it, you'll notice that. This little plate piece there, which is smooth, of course. That is actually a gaming controller, which is so cool. When I was putting it together, I was puzzled at first, but then everything came together. So what do you know? Yeah, so that is basically it. And, you know, like a back view of the wings flapping, you know, why not? It is very fun to do this just for fun. Like, I think I'm gonna probably keep it like that. And yeah, it's pretty cool to see all angles of this thing in its full size. One thing I don't like about the set, though, is that you can see this little empty hole there with the Technic pins. Yeah, I don't like that very much. You kind of like see the interior skeleton of the ship, which isn't the best thing, and you can kind of see the inside of the wings also, super exposed. Don't like that very much, not going to lie there. And I also don't like how the tiles here are kind of uneven and mismatched. So that's another thing I don't like very much, you know. I know it's supposed to bring together the entire effect of the red at the very top here, but it's super mismatched and it's kind of annoying to look at, not gonna lie, you know. You're gonna have to keep recentering the pieces as they flop around, which is always so fun, so fun. And yeah, that is pretty much a look at our X-Wing from the very back, and that brings a wrap to the video. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on this set, and if you plan on picking it up on release day, and if you really think it's worth the $240 American price tag there. In my opinion, I think it's definitely worth it. And it is a set that I am thrilled to have in my collection. It'll look so cool next to my Mandalorian Razor Crest, the UCS D2C $700 model. They're gonna look so cool together, and honestly, even the size of this thing complements it. You know, the entire D2C direct-to-consumer UCS Ultimate Collector Series line. That's what both terms stand for. Just saying. I should have said that at the start. R4, you know, getting these large scale models that are just so amazing and captivating to have on display. And it's even so big that it's hard to get this entire thing in one shot on camera, and naturally so, you're gonna have to like try and make do with it. And on that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye for now.